Everything we see is a false reality.
Does evil exist?
I don't know. Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Now a question. What have Herbert Hoover, Art Linkletter, Jack London, and Richard Nixon all had in common?
I have no enemies.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them. It seems to be getting harder, distinguishing reality from the illusions people make for us, or from the ones we make for ourselves. Maybe that's part of the plan, to make me think I'm crazy.
What the hell are you talking about?
I wanted to say that you're gonna hear some bad things about me, and some of them are true. But trust me, everything I've worked for, everything I care about, it's all for this wild card, bitches! Yeah!
All right, fantastico. Welcome to have a seat. I need to discuss my absence from this past weekend. First, I need to, I've been doing the analytics and whatnot, and I'm trying to find the best day to do the drops. Because what if it's not Saturday? So I've decided to drop on different days sporadically and see which one is accumulating the best numbers. So we're going to be running around all the board. Did I take advantage of that and not do what I was supposed to do? Yes. Am I accountable? Yes. Am I falling back in old habits? Hell no. I'm right here. Did I not show up when I was supposed to show up? Maybe. Get off my back. God. Hold on. I'm already rusty. What the fuck? And clearly, you know, we got this nice new intro and everything. And tell me how you digging it. But yeah, you know, I'm back in the captain's chair and everything. Beat me up, Scotty. That's how I'm vibing right now. You know what I mean? Vibration's quite elegant, quite nice. I thought that I was supposed to go to see the eclipse, but I avoided the eclipse because numerous reasons. But it just seemed like the more and more I tried to go, the more and more the world was like, nah, nigga, like, you're not going type shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I should have took that as a sign, which I ended up taking as a sign. And actually, from where I am, I didn't even have to leave where I'm at to feel the effects of the eclipse. Definitely, I stepped outside and I was like, some weird ass weather going on right now. I wonder if it's about to rain. Now I looked up and I saw the fucking moon halfway over the sun, and I was like, damn, I'm still in the fucking midst of this shit. I'm gonna go buy some more ammunition just in case this shit started to go left. But I seen another a funny ass theory that was saying because the world changed so drastically in 2017 after the first solar eclipse that everybody was like witnessing, that this one put us back on in the correct timeline and shit. And that was pretty funny. But yeah, I can dig it. Like, vibrations are definitely high vibrations are definitely coursing through my veins right now. I've been back on my fitness shit, but I misplaced my Apple Watch, so I need to find that shit. Not really, but just to get back on the tracking side of things. And it did feel good to like win some badges and shit. But and I gotta see. But yeah. So I got a bunch of shit. That's another thing too. Like, I felt like y'all was like, damn, where to go that? Like, where look, bro? At? Like, damn, we really chopped it up on the damn Scientology tip. They came back with the other shit, and then now we kind of went ghost on the type shit. But that's not the case whatsoever. I definitely had a whole bunch of topics that I still have right here. I pretty much have like 4 episodes worth of topics, but we're gonna start going through them now. So firstly, I wanted to talk about sleep deprivation. Um, I think common knowledge says you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep, and then adults only need 6 hours of sleep. And I don't know what parameter they're using or anything of the sort. I don't know how you would even gauge the necessary amount of sleep, because then those same people go on vacation and they sleep for 2 days for their vacation and shit. But yeah, no, sleep deprivation causes more damage to people than people care to acknowledge. 50% less cognitive development. All common black or poor people diseases are linked to sleep deprivation. And I say black or poor here on this this little soapbox that I be standing on. Diabetes, hypertension, heart attack and stroke, obesity, a lack of immune health, and more. And those are all the ones I care to acknowledge because they affect poor and black people, and poor black people especially. Poor black people probably got like all those shit squared. And it's interesting that another part of quote unquote black culture is that they're obsessed with like unhealthy. The most unhealthy things is the shit they want to gatekeep type shit. Like the cookout where you're eating like chitlins and fucking pig's feet and collard greens, which you're cooking out all of the fucking nutrients in the plant itself, and then you're adding fucking more pork or chicken or turkey neck, and then you're eating fucking macaroni and cheese, which is just like the worst thing ever. You're eating, first of all, you're eating a starch, and then you're putting nothing but cheese on it. So, you know what I mean? Like, these diseases don't come about out of nowhere. I don't think gout affects any other race as severely as it affects poor people. And moreover, it's not even clear if you can recover from sleep deprivation. So once they put us in these box, and we're now in the machine of, all right, you need money to survive. Money became the fourth necessity after food, water, shelter. Now it's money. And they put us in this box where we have to, if you don't have money, you only have one thing when you have a life, is time. And for you to do whatever you want to do with it, you can do whatever you want to do with it, excuse me. But you need money. So they put us into these categories. First they get you used to being deprived 8 hours of your life from kindergarten to 12th grade. So now you've done that for 13 years and you're pretty acclimated to that. So a job asking you to do part-time, 4 to 6 hours a day, you're like, yeah, what the fuck? At least it's not school. At least I don't have to sit down and listen to somebody tell me what to do. And then, oh, but wait, you do. Wow. And then you realize, part-time ain't really giving you enough bread. Whether that has to be with taking care of your bills or taking care of your people. But you need more money. So what do? You sell more of your time. Fuck it, I'm jumping from 6 hours to 10 to 12. Now you used to sleep 8 hours. Now you're sleeping 6 maybe, because you have to get up early. You have quote unquote responsibilities to take care of now. And they all need money. Everybody needs money, right? So, and then what do they call it when you what do they call it? The graveyard shift. You see what I'm saying? Like you're just walking into a fucking coffin at this point. You're a zombie. I want to play this clip that I had prepared from a comedian that I became familiar with when I was a social justice warrior, and I was a Black Panther. And I actually was about to get the Killmonger, but it wouldn't fit well with my head shape. That's the only reason I didn't get the Killmonger. But I definitely was thinking about it. So it was around that time when Black Lives Matter was like lit. Like I had a black square on my Instagram. I was definitely like, I could have been the vice president of the the NCAA, CP, something like that. NCAA something. I don't fucking know. That's not the type of black card I want anyway. But yeah, so this comedian named Dick Gregory, I first discovered him around that time, and I started reading his book called Nigger. It was actually recommended to me from an Uber driver, and if you know me, you know a good Uber driver has to talk to me. If they don't talk to me, they don't get 5 stars, and that Uber driver definitely got 5 stars. So he recommended me this book, and I became familiar with a man named Dick Gregory, and his backstory is so impressive. And it is, he basically, around that same time, I fell in love with comedy again, and because comedians is the last truth tellers that we have at this point, I feel like. I think that if you just say you're a politician and you go out spewing the truth, there's people that's going to be in your ear like, oh, you got to say it this way, or you don't want to be judged if you say it this way. And then once you cater to a certain audience, you have to, those people feed you and you support them, and vice versa, that you feed them and they support you. And I think that's a unhealthy type of figurehead where we should have more people. We should listen to all type of voices. And I think that Dick Gregory's background is illustrious, and he's dead now, but like, yeah, it's definitely illustrious. And Dick Gregory was able to speak about certain topics because he's kind of like, well, to me, he was like the, what the fuck is it? George Carlin. He's kind of like a George Carlin, but he is wiser and he knows more. He's seen the world from a change from a community, holistic, natural way to an industrial, mass-produced abomination. He's seen that shift firsthand, and he speaks about it often, and he speaks about the old wisdoms that he's known to recognize and known to adhere to. So let me play a little bit of that for you.
Sleep. And if I had to rearrange that, I would probably put sleep first. Rest. One of the big horrors, particularly in the black community, it happens all over, it's like a rest. The body, the brain, 90 minutes after the sun go down, the radiation belt in the atmosphere do a flip-flop. And it recharges the brains. And all the sleep you get after midnight don't count. That's what the story of Cinderella's about. And so for those of you out there that's listening to me, try it. And you.
Oh, I guess that's the end of that. I thought it was more. But it really doesn't matter. I have another clip to play, and I might as well just... No, I wanted to get into... No, he might speak about it again. He kind of harped on the same things, because often people ask him the same questions. So let's see if he gets into it on this clip. But after that, I'll get into my opinion on what he's saying.
The number one cause of death in America is not homicide or drugs or suicide. The number one death in America is sleep deprivation.
Lack of sleep.
Sleep deprivation.
So how much sleep does the body require?
The universal order requires that you must be in bed 90 minutes after the sun go down to get the brain recharged after 12 midnight. You know the story of Cinderella? She's not back in the house by midnight. She turns into a pumpkin. After midnight...
Now, when does the sun go down?
It changes. It goes down different every day.
What's the average time it goes down?
It varies. In the summertime, it goes
What about the
down.
wintertime now?
Well, in the wintertime, it's your shortest. In the wintertime, let's say if the sun was down at 5:30, you got 90 minutes before you go to bed.
So they should be in bed
At 90 minutes.
by 7 o'clock.
When do bears hibernate? In the wintertime, right? Not just lying in the bed.
Okay.
Sleeping. The
All
brain
right.
gets recharged, and then after that, the body starts purifying and cleansing itself. If you went to the doctor and got a blood test today, okay? When I did a fast for 82 days in a hospital in New Orleans because I wanted scientific data to find out what happens to the human body during starvation. And I never understood out of all the blood they was taking out of me, the blood guy never showed up on time, and I loved it because I couldn't stand a needle. Except when I went to bed at night, okay? He was there right forward to bed, and I got up every morning at 4 o'clock. And he was there. So I asked the guy, I said, man, why do Dracula be late all the time getting blood? And here's what he told me. When you wake up in the morning, your blood sugar, when you sleep at night, your blood sugar builds up. And you use that all day long. And they wanted to know when I wake up, how high was my blood sugar? And they want to know when I go to bed at night, how low. They found out on the fast it never dips. But listen, let me tell you something about sleep deprivation, okay? On the Oprah Winfrey Show, there was an extreme case of sleep deprivation. See, here's what happened. When you go to sleep at night, after you get X amount of hours of sleep, a chemical is manufactured in the brain. Huh? Okay, you hear me? Mm-hmm. That's God's gift. Not to get that is the equivalent to running out of gas.
So it takes you 9 hours to get the complete.
Complete.
Get it complete.
Complete.
Let me raise this with. This is good.
But let me just finish, please.
Okay, yeah, please.
Extreme on the Oprah Winfrey Show of sleep deprivation. Every day, this guy's wife carries the child to preschool every day. He picks up the child every evening. But on Thursday, he have to take the child to school. So one Thursday, he goes to pick the child up. The child hadn't been here. So he calls his wife, Susan, I thought you was gonna, how come you didn't drop Mariel? Today's Thursday, sleep deprivation. He forgot the child was in the back of the car. He went to work, let the windows up, 106, the child is dead.
That's what happened?
Sleep deprivation. And the reason most folks is not wealthy and out of poverty, because in sleep deprivation, you make quick decisions.
So, what happens to someone, let's say, if they only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep? Some people tell you they don't need much sleep. I don't believe that, though. Hey.
There's a universal order that put everything together, okay? And the universal order will not change its laws because of a human.
I just gotta ring off one shot because I just love what he said at the end. But that story about that baby dying in the car, I don't know about that one. I don't know why he. I don't know. It had to be a fact because that was just so left field. However, yeah, sleep deprivation is a serious issue, and get as much sleep as you can. But I am not a big fan of laying in the bed. Like anybody that's been at my house can tell you, I don't even have a TV in my bedroom. Even though I own 2 TVs, I haven't hung up the second TV in my bedroom because I don't want to lay in my bed and not go to sleep. I train myself that when I lay down, I will fall asleep. And another thing is, anybody that knows me know that's a fact. I got some downtime, nigga. I'm going to sleep, nigga. Fuck you, come on, nigga. But yeah. All right, so he also brushed on the story of Cinderella, and I believe that all these old wise tales, folk tales, storybooks, stories of morals in them, they have ancient wisdoms that we can't even fathom. Like it's the longest game of telephone ever, and it is an ancient wisdom. I believe wholeheartedly that when the sun goes down, it's necessary for that time to be the time that you go to take your ass to sleep. I researched Dick Gregory in such a way that I trust most of the things that he said. I urge everybody to do their own research. In the religion of Chunky Milk, Dick Gregory is definitely a saint. So look out for his verbiage. I mean, he's passed now, but he's written like 30 books or something. But yeah, I would say sleep deprivation and dehydration are the most dangerous things affecting everyone I know. The children's story about Cinderella, and the clock strikes 12, her head becomes a pumpkin or some shit. Like you become, it's called the graveyard shift for some reason. Oh yeah, that's what I want to touch on too. Is like the clock strikes 12, and it's over for Cinderella. And he was talking about how after 12 o'clock, all the sleep that you get doesn't count because your brain does not get a chance to heal itself, regenerate. It has no opportunity to do so. Yeah, the next topic I want to get into is everything that is seen comes from what is unseen. That's why I urge everyone to understand that you control your own reality on such a heightened scale that you often don't even realize. Like I was speaking with one of my friends the other day, and I was explaining to them how difficult my journey is and how I welcome that. And they attempted to bring up how from the outside looking in, it looks simple, and they were envious of the opportunity I had been given, and I became defensive, and I was saying how, I'm the best person for the job. I even urged that same friend that they should have done the job prior to me even doing it. I was doing something else entirely, and I was just like, yo, you should do this, you should do this, but they didn't do anything. And they didn't remember it in that way either. So, but we're here now is what I said. And then also, they brought to my attention that my other friends told that friend that they're jealous and envious of the position too. And I'm saying how, well, if they don't, I could never think in that way ever in life, because I still hang around all these people, but I could never think in that way in life, me personally, because then I start, that only opens the door for me to perceive things that that person does as spiteful. And I refuse to do so because I love that person wholeheartedly. So it just has to be a conversation where we put all the cards on the table and speak our minds and grow. But yeah, you control your reality. And I brought up that scenario because I chose to lead with love and be open-hearted entirely. And in that same facet, even if they were doing something spiteful, like, I refused for that to be the case. So I chose to make my reality more of a Zen garden. I'm imagining some goddamn. I think it would be dope to have a sand pit on some property and to rake it every day. That's how I want to retire. Some sand in a sand pit on the property with a rake in hand and a new design every day, or I'm correcting the same design every day. Either way, that's how I want to meditate for the retirement years. Everything that you know and everything that you see and everything that you've ever known or anybody in your ancestry has ever known. It in reality, not concepts or theories. This table was a concept in somebody's mind first. It all started with their mental. The mental created everything else. We created God. We created the idea of God. Oh, well, let me correct that. We created the idea of a separate God than ourselves, because some people behave themselves better when there are consequences afoot. A lot of people do. Oh, that's another topic right there. But yeah, you create your reality. Hold on, let me write this down because I do want to get into that topic next. Hold up. Right. So, and another thing is too, that's why you have to have your mental strong as possible, because everything is mental, and your subconscious can't tell the difference between reality and something that you've imagined. If you think about something enough, it'll become part of your reality. But that's why you have to get your mental stronger and be more confident in your own beliefs. Because if you come around somebody that is mentally strong and has an unwavering spirit about all these things, you will start blaming them and saying, like, you know, you're gaslighting me or some dumb shit, or you're manipulating me or things of that nature, when truly you guys just have a different opinion. And if you hold strong to your opinion, then it's impossible for somebody to gaslight you. It's impossible for somebody to manipulate you. Obviously, if you love somebody, they could take advantage of you. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. What I'm saying is it's best for you to just be more prepared, and I think mental fortitude is where it starts. And then you have to have discipline and courage to stand your ground. But yeah, even with manifesting and what you actually want to do in this lifetime, it has to start mentally. It always does, whether you want it to or not. You make every decision. Every decision is a mental. Has to go through your mental first, even subconsciously. All right, the next topic is just enough. Now, I was about to get into it just now, but I wanted to make this a separate thing. So it seems that if you tell people, El Talker, if you tell people the parameters of, let's say, if you tell somebody the parameters of getting into heaven, they'll do just enough to get into heaven. You know what I mean? I think the masses are just like, fuck it, I'll go to church Easter Sunday, I'll pray before I eat, things of that nature. And you're doing like low-level Christianity. And even other religions too. I've seen videos of Muslims sneaking and eating food on Ramadan, but they pray 5 times a day, so it's okay. And even if relationship wise, if somebody asks you like, what's your type? What type do you go for? And they're like, you're like, fucking, I like people that dress up as clowns every day of the week. And they're like, I'll start dressing up as, I'll be a clown. And then you'll like me. But they're just doing like just enough. They only dress up as clowns like when you see them type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like they'll do just enough to skim by and get your attention. And that's such a flawed behavioral thing to do. I think that obviously if we're living in a, idealistic world, everybody would just be themselves. And you know how many times recently that I speak with somebody and I think to myself, like, this is the last time I'm going to talk to you. Wow. Or this is the last time I'm at least going to talk to you about this topic, because you and I are like oil and water. This ain't it. And it could be they had too conservative of views. It could be they had too liberal of views. It could be they had a little too satanic of views. It could be they had too many Jewish views. It could be you see what I'm saying? Like, it could be they prayed the Baphomet on Tuesdays. Who knows? The point I'm getting across is that just be yourself, and whatever club you don't fit into, just realize you don't fit into that club and move forward. And another thing is, last topic is, I think every person I've ever met has narcissistic tendencies. And I don't know if it's survival instincts that makes people like act narcissistic. I do it myself too. But I'm always open to compromise. So it's something that is very, very interesting, because I feel like if you and I are on the same team, then what benefits you will eventually benefit me. But I think that a lot of people have mad narcissistic tendencies. They're only looking out for themselves. They create scenarios. They use people as pawns. Not even as pawns, but maybe as pawns. They use people drastically, for sure. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because like I said, I do have narcissistic tendencies myself. I think it only becomes bad when you abuse people, because I think that us as a species, we are communal from our inception. But we're made to communicate. We're made to use each other, just not abuse each other or misuse each other. There is not I don't think there's even a fine line with that. There's definitely, like, if you use somebody, just don't abuse them. And use me for what I'm good for. And don't make your lack of preparation my emergency. I heard that recently, and I enjoyed that proverb a lot. I'm still studying it. I haven't put it to use or studied it long enough to digest all the meanings that I could think of, but I just loved how it was phrased, and the fervor that I was that it met my ears with. Don't let your lack of preparation become my emergency. Because there's some people that, like, that they're going to be somebody that you're going to take care of, or somebody that's going to need to be taken care of for the rest of their lives. And it's up to you. What you're going to do with them? What are you going to do with them? I have no idea. But long story short, get some sleep. I'm going to change the job schedule for maybe a few months to see what days in my best interest to start dropping on. I do apologize for my absence this weekend. You guys are missed. I hope I was missed. And the new opening and everything, and yeah, that's pretty much that. What episode is this? Episode 21, I think. But yeah, we're definitely gonna see 100 episodes before this year is over. I promise you that. And if I do, you guys have to put your friends on, put 10 of your friends onto this pod if I reach 100 episodes by the end of the year. That's only fair. I think that's only fair, brother.
Kenji.
So, my name is Kino, Keino 662 on Instagram, Twitter, Spreaker, Apple Music, Chunky Milk on wherever you get your podcast fix at. This is episode 21. I am back. We have a new opening. Yeah. That's pretty much everything. I love you.